We're live. So rather than being in my office, we're going to be here in the sanctuary. I love being here in the sanctuary. It's also called our auditorium. But I love being in here because it's a reminder for me that regardless of the weather, there's going to be some folks that are here to be able to learn more about who Jesus is and what he's done. But also there's going to be some folks who are, well, they may be brand new, or they may be trying to get a relationship started back with the Lord. Either way, I'm very thankful, and I'm always glad to be in here because it's a reminder that not only does everything move towards Sunday, toward the preaching event, but everything moves from here as well, because we are going to be taking what we hear in the Word. We're going to be taking what we hear in the Word, and then we are going to be taking it out to our friends, our relatives, our associates, our neighbors, strangers that we may come across, and be able to share in an authentic, but in a manner that is accurate, I should say, to the things of the Lord. So I'm actually in here, and I'm by the piano, and hopefully I'm using my tablet rather than my computer, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to see some of your comments. But as we're going through some of these things, if there's any songs that you would like for me to play that might help you get through this dreary day, not because of anything that I am playing, but hopefully because of the message that some of these songs may have, please let me know. But let's get into a devotional this morning. And this devotional is actually going to be, once again, from the Apostle Paul's letters in Galatians chapter 1. Let me just read verses 6 to 10. It says, I am astonished that you are so quickly deserting him who called you in the grace of Christ and are turning to a different gospel. Not that there is another one, but there are some who trouble you and want to distort the gospel of Christ. But even if we or an angel from heaven should preach to you a gospel contrary to the one we preach to you, let him be accursed. As we have said before, and so now I say again, if anyone is preaching to you a gospel contrary to the one you received, let him be accursed. For am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. So what are we seeing here? Well, without going into a sermon length detail into what's happening here, the Apostle Paul with Galatians, this is the only epistle that he wrote that does not express some sort of thankfulness. He is so distressed and he's so vexed at the thought that in just a short amount of time they were deserting the gospel and actually going after another gospel. What does gospel mean? Well, gospel means good news, but also gospel was appropriated from a military term. And it was actually a town crier who would herald a victory that was won by their representative army. And this is what we're doing. We are talking about a victory that has been proclaimed and procured on our behalf, but yet some are trying to find good news elsewhere. As far as the Galatians were concerned, you could read in Galatians 2, they were actually going after another gospel where they would be able to have some say-so and be able to have some sort of, they could do something to try to accomplish that on our behalf, on their own behalf. So Paul is like, no, you can't do that. In order for you to be rescued, you have to be reliant upon what Jesus has done on your behalf. And so they were deserting it. And the word that was used in verse 7, distorting. Well, even if an angel from heaven or anybody else proclaimed to you a gospel that it has anything else to do with, it has something added on to what Jesus accomplished on your behalf, get away from it. In fact, they're going to be accursed or anathema. They're going to be cut off from the community, and he says it twice. Now, he gives the rationale why we end up going in another direction. For am I now seeking approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. So over the last few weeks, we have been telling you the importance of being able to go and tell others about who Jesus is and what he's done. But it's also our job to equip you to do so. So as you go, here's the first part of what I want you to be thinking about, is that all of the people that you are witnessing to and praying about witnessing to are image bearers of God. God has called us through Christ to love our enemies and to pray for those who persecute us. So our enemies, our spiritual enemies, those who may want us done away with because of our faith, we are to love them and we are to pray for those who persecute us. Why? So we may be sons of our Father who is in heaven. We are demonstrating our sonship, and we're demonstrating that we are thinking about things the way God calls us to think about things. So even before we start sharing the gospel, a change may need to happen in your heart and in my mind and your mind. A change may need to happen about how we view people that disagree with us, that think about something different than us, think about God differently than us. Are they our enemies and therefore we don't want to have anything to do with them? No, I think what we need to be doing is we need to be recognizing that regardless of people that may differ from us, they are image bearers of God. And because Jesus is Lord, there is an absolute truth that even governs those who reject that absolute truth. We have to be very careful about this, because truth is not something that is dependent upon the individual and what works for them. Truth is based upon, remember what it said in Galatians 1. Remember what it said in the scriptures. It says it's something that's received by us. It's received. Paul received it from the Lord. Paul passed it along to the Galatians. The Galatians were to pass it along to others, just like it's been passed along to us, and we are to pass it along to others. Church is not simply for us and our own comfort. It's not a Arapahoe Road Baptist Club. It's Arapahoe Road Baptist Church. All right? And we have been purchased by the blood of Jesus Christ. So I want to play a song for you. The blood will never lose its power. Let's see how it goes. Going in from cold to warm to cold to warm. But the blood will never lose its power. It was the blood, the death of Christ, that secured the purchase of us. He did that on our behalf. So I'm very thankful that we can celebrate that. All right, so just a couple of quick announcements. So you recognizing that it's cold today, it's going to get colder. So what are we going to do? I'm just going to ask you, we're not sure what kind of snow is going to come and what kind of ice and all. So we're going to be listening very, very closely to what the authorities are telling us about making sure we're getting out well. But we want you to still sign up. If you plan on coming, please come. I know we live in Colorado, so if there's not a lot of ice and there's not snow, but it's just cold, I think we can do it, and we're going to do it. But either way, if something ends up happening and we're not comfortable about you all being out on the road and you gutting that out, well, then what we're going to do is we're just going to do something live streamed here. I just live right across the parking lot, so we're going to come over and we'll just have something live streamed. It may be a bit abbreviated, but we still want to get the word out to you. Also, Jared Polis, our governor, has actually moved the level now of capacity. We're now going from orange to yellow. So if you get on our website, or if you get on the place where you sign up, there's another place that's there in our private page, you'll notice that it's bumped up now to 65. So that's going to allow 65 people for each service, still 2 services. That's going to allow people to come in, and then others that may want to come in and visit us and check us out, and they may not know about how to sign up. We're going to have plenty of room for people to be able to do that. So more and more people are coming, are going to be able to come, and more have been visiting our church. And I'm just so thankful at how God has continued to bless ARBC as far as financially, as far as attendance-wise, as far as the encouragement, as far as the unity that's happening. I am just thrilled with that. I was talking to with a friend of mine who's now teaching at Southwestern Seminary, and he now has been telling me how many churches and how many pastors have been struggling. And so when I hear about that, I'm most blessed to be your pastor and to be a part of Arapahoe Road Baptist Church, and I'm thankful that you are part of this as well. So again, if there's any songs that you would like to have me to play, I'm here in the sanctuary by the piano. If there's a particular song that you would like to have me play that may end up making your jury day a little bit better, I'm thankful to be an instrument of the Lord to be able to help that happen, because He's the one that gives me the ability to play. He's the one that's given these songs for us to sing and to be able to hear, to strengthen us. We're very thankful for that. But in the meantime, we're going to ask you to please pray for all of the ones who are going to be sitting in these pews to be able to hear the word of the Lord. Maybe they're hearing about Jesus for the first time, or maybe they've heard about Jesus 10,000 times, but may have not known Jesus. They know about him, but they don't know him. We want to make sure that we are clear and that we are praying that the Spirit would move and renew hearts and minds to know more about who Jesus is and what he's done. I'll just be here for another couple of minutes. So again, if there's any songs I can play for you, that will I'll be happy to provide that for you. I believe that's why God gives us the gifts that he gives us, and he blesses us with what he blesses us with, and so that we can help others to be strong in the faith. So let me know. But in the meantime, I'm trying to think of a song that I could play right now to close our time together, unless there's others that want to have a song to be sung. What could we play? What could we play? It's funny. Isn't it funny how when you're thinking about things like this and you know all of these different songs, that sometimes it just, I know what we can play. Sometimes your mind goes blank. What a friend we have in Jesus. I know these hymns. I've learned them from when I was a kid. But let me play this for you. What a friend he is. And I pray that he is a friend for you as well. Jesus has said that everyone else, when he's talking about this in John 15, everyone else, servants, but you're my friends. He was saying that to the apostles. You are my friends because you know what my business is all about, and I've let you in on that. I pray that's a relationship that you have with the Lord right now. May God bless you, and I hope that I get to see you on Sunday, but if not, and it may be a little cold, your cars may have a hard time starting, you may have some issues that are going on, or it's just too bone-chilling for you, I hope that you'll be able to watch at arbc.net/live-stream, or go to our public page, facebook.com/Arapahoe Road. Don't forget, Arapahoe with an E. God bless you all, and I'm just thankful that we were able to have this lunchtime together. Take care. Bye-bye. Well,